Hi, my name is Kyle Green, and I have anxiety. I have social anxiety, I have depression, and sometimes I just feel like I'm going crazy. Um, it's not something I usually just say to anyone. It's not something that I bring up at a conversation at a dinner table or even speak with my close family members about. A lot of people don't know this deep, dark secret about me. Um, Over the next couple months, I'm going to be doing a video blog, kind of me explaining the way I feel, as kind of like a therapeutic form for myself. Hopefully, as well as it's helping me, maybe to help you all as well. Maybe if you're dealing with the same thing in life, um, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of backstory about myself. Um, Ever since I was a little kid, since I can remember, I've always had social anxiety. I've always had regular, just day to day life anxiety, and I've always kind of been the awkward child, the awkward kid everywhere I went. I was homeschooled up until my 8th grade year when I went to middle school for the first year. Anytime before that, the really only interaction I got with people was sometimes in church, other friends in church on Wednesday nights when we would go, and then the rest of the week would just be my brother and sister, family members. I really didn't understand how to socialize with other people my age, um, and I always felt like I was abnormal whenever I would be at school. School was pretty much the high school and middle school was pretty much the worst time of my life. Um, over time, I've learned to kind of deal with my anxiety. Um, Kind of, I guess, accept it that it's a part of me, and I feel like I shouldn't accept that, and that it shouldn't be a part of me, and that I was not born with this. So why do I have to live with this day to day? I feel like that I have to mask the way I feel. I feel like I have to mask who I really am, so people don't think that there's something wrong with me. I feel like if I let anyone know about my issues, that they're automatically going to judge me and assume that I'm just a weird person, and I'll end up being lonely with no friends. I know it may sound crazy and over exaggerated, but it's really not. That's what I go through on a day to day basis. Another thing is it's really hard for me to show my feelings. I'm married. I got married when I was 17 years old. My wife was 15 when we got married. We had our first child. I currently have 2 children right now, and I'll hear my wife say all the time, that Kyle, you don't show me any feelings. You don't ever show your feelings or um, how you actually feel about things. And I'm kind of tired of living like that. I've done a lot of things in my past life growing up that I'm really not proud of. I'm not really the person in life that I want to be. I've I've grown up over the past little bit, and especially having to get married at such a young age and have kids, it really makes you grow up fast. Um, and I think that's kind of helped me with my anxiety and a little bit. Um, when I was growing up, it was hard for me to ever be alone. And even just going in a grocery store, I always felt really, really bad anxiety. Like the world was just kind of like caving in on me, really claustrophobic. Um, and now that I'm older, I feel like I can never be alone. I feel like I don't want to ever be alone. And it's kind of like a security blanket to always have someone that I know with me. That way I don't feel awkward around new people or in social interactions. I think the first time I ever opened up to someone about my anxiety was probably my mom. Well, yeah, it was probably my mom. I remember we were cleaning the house one night, and all of a sudden I just felt this horrible and intense feeling of not only stress, but just kind of like a freak out sensation I've never really had before. I started crying, and I told my mom how I was feeling, and my family is really very religious, and so my mom made me feel like there was something wrong with me, and she called all my family members over to my house, and they all prayed for me in the living room, which there's nothing wrong with prayer. I totally am okay with prayer. But the way that it was handled just kind of made me feel like there's seriously something wrong with me. After that, the only other time I opened up about my anxiety to my mother was one time in a bookstore. Same way that it happened at my house that night, it was just a feeling of probably just the worst feeling you could ever have. Like you're there, but you're not there. And I told Mom how I was feeling in the bookstore, and I just started crying uncontrollably. And the look she gave me and the way she made me feel made me where I never really wanted to ever say anything about my anxiety ever again. All I can remember was her saying that I'm embarrassing her. And I'll never forget that. I just always kind of feel like I just want support. I just want someone to understand me. I want someone to support me no matter what choices I make in life. And I know that I can't blame anyone for the choices I've made for the way that I feel except for myself. It's no one else's problem except mine. And it's either I deal with it and face it, or face my fears, face my anxiety, or I just continue to live with it. And I can't do that. I just recently, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I just started a college here in my hometown. I just moved to a place called Gainesville, Florida. I just started a school called Florida School of Massage. I'm going to be going to become a licensed massage therapist. It's a 6-month course, and when I come out, there's a chance for me to make really, really good money. This college is not like your regular college. The way we interact with each other, the way everything is taught, is in a non-habitual way. It's not your normal college setting. Today, for example, one of our classes that we have is called communication. And in communication, today, what we did was we have a listening stick. It's this stick that's been passed down from class to class to class. It's got bracelets all over it, all kind of really cool trinkets hanging off of it. And basically what happens is we all sit around a circle and we hand it around, and when it gets to our turn, we can just say whatever we want to say. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's about us. If it really just doesn't matter. It's our chance to speak. A lot of the things I heard today from other people kind of made me feel like that I wasn't alone, that there are other people out there they may not be feeling anxiety, but that everyone has some kind of issues in their life that they're dealing with. And a lot of people, it seems like, are kind of like myself, that we mask up these issues that we have in our lives, and we continue to let the pot boil until it ends up running over and making a mess. When it got to me today, whenever it was my turn to talk, whenever I got the stick, I opened up a little bit about my anxiety issues, some of the things, how it affects my relationships with my spouse, and even just having a meaningful relationship with other people around me, making friends. And I mean, I feel like everyone there really is going to be really supportive towards me, and that they just kind of took everything I said, I guess, like they were just very interested in what I had to say. I mean, I know everyone has some sort of anxiety in their life, but I mean, I'm to the point in my life where I want to make a change, where I'm tired of living the way I'm living, where I want to be more accepting of others, where I want to not be as judgmental to others about things. I don't want to go off whenever I get mad anymore. I want to have understanding and patience. And I don't want to have this anxiety anymore. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be doing this blog for pretty much the next 6 months to a year, whenever I feel like I need to stop doing it. If it's helping people, if people are actually watching it, I honestly don't care, because for me this is a therapeutic thing for myself. It's something I need. I mean, because my camera is not going to judge me, obviously. So I'm gonna keep checking in with you guys, probably weekly. I'm gonna do a video a week, maybe more than that, just depending on some things that I go through, some things that I experience while I'm going through this school, the Florida School of Massage, while I'm trying to make my body healthier, while I'm trying to change the way I feel in my life. And who knows, maybe I'll help someone else along the way. Feel free to comment on the video. Feel free to send me messages. I'll respond to as many people as I can. You know, I would love to hear your stories and know if you think these videos would truly help you. I'm calling these blogs that I'm going to be doing Life Wide Open, because that's kind of what I feel like I'm doing in a way. I'm opening up my life and my mind, the way I feel on a day-to-day basis, to basically the world. And I feel like that's what's best for me. I don't know why. But I'm not going to go ahead and I'm not going to go through my whole life now, because we have a lot of videos I'm going to do. So you guys have a great day, and God bless.